Hello and welcome to Fusion HCM online training. My name is Venkat, as the name is appearing on the screen. And as I know
Hello.
that some of you are starting
Yeah.
from US also.
Venkat
Yeah.
Lakshman here. I'm sorry to interrupt you. See, what happens is when you're recording the session, if you don't share the screen, it won't sync again. You can share your screen, desktop screen, then you can start with the
Okay.
recording.
Right.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay, hope you all can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know, people are from different time zones. So my name is Venkat, and we start with the Fusion HCM online training demo session. So today I'm going to introduce you briefly about the Fusion HCM, or popularly known as Oracle HCM Cloud. And then we will go ahead and look at what is there in the HCM Cloud. And before we start with, I am experienced in Fusion HCM for the past almost 6 years. I'm with the product, and I have very good experience of delivering the trainings on Fusion HCM or HCM Cloud, including support and consulting. So we will start with the session. As I could see, a good number of people have already joined. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we'll first go ahead with the agenda. Today I'm going to talk about Oracle Cloud models, SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, then benefits of using the Oracle Cloud, and we will also look at some key differences between the cloud and on-premise, because most of us are very familiar with the on-premise implemented products, and there is a transformation happening in the market. So I would like to give you some differences between cloud and on-premises, and we will also introduce Oracle Fusion or cloud application, and we will focus on cloud architecture, and also we will talk about the deployment models, technologies used to build Fusion or the cloud, and we will also focus slightly on the Fusion enterprise structure, how it is different from the present applications. And I'll share the course curriculum what we are going to cover. And before I start with this, I would request all of you to mute your mics, those whoever is joined, because if you keep your mics on, that will produce a lot of background noise, which will be disturbance to all of us. So I sincerely request all of you to mute your mics and listen to me. And wherever you have any query or any question, you have the liberty to stop me and ask me that question. Or at the end of the session, also, I will give you some time to uh, raise your queries and questions so that we will be able to answer those queries and questions. Right? So keep your mics on mute and we'll go ahead with the session. So first we'll start with the, in general, what is cloud computing. Okay. So cloud is basically a broad term which describes a very broad range of services. So to truly understand how the cloud can be of value to an organization, it is very important to understand what the cloud really is and what are its different components. As we said, cloud is a broad collection of services. So organizations can choose where, when, and how they use the cloud computing. Okay. And in plain terms, the cloud computing is nothing but the ability for the end users to utilize parts of bulk resources. And also, these resources can be acquired quickly and very easily. So, with the cloud computing, mainly we offer the services through three different informations, that is software, platform, and infrastructure, to the business users through a network. So that's why we see the three distinct categories with respect to the cloud computing: SaaS, SaaS, software as a service; PaaS, platform as a service; and IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So the characteristics of a cloud computing, mainly, because even though we say cloud, everything does not come under the cloud. First thing is, a cloud computing has to be on demand self service, which means that it should give an ability for the end user to sign up and receive services without the long delays, which were basically characterized in the traditional IT field. And end user should have a broad network access, like we should be able to provide the services via platforms like laptops, desktops, etc. And the pooling of the resources towards multiple customers. And the last and very important thing is measured service. That means billing is metered and delivered as a utility service. That is the main characteristics of the cloud computing. So here we were able to see the three categories of the cloud computing: software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So SaaS, which is very demanding term nowadays in the market, software that is deployed over the internet, that's what we call it as the SaaS. Okay. So with the SaaS, the service providers will provide the service on demand to the customers through generally a subscription, that is pay as you use. That is the term we use. So on the subscription, how many users are using that, accordingly the providers will be providing. So Oracle is one of such provider who is providing the SaaS solutions to the customers on the subscription basis. And PaaS, which is platform as a service, is a computing platform which allows the creation of web applications quickly and easily without the complexity of buying and maintaining the software. That means using the platform service, the end users will be able to develop the software as per their requirement. Because if you have only SaaS, we call it generally a vanilla implementation. That means whatever the provider has given, we don't have any scope for the customizations in that, because the software is shared as a service. Whereas if the customers opt for the PaaS, platform as a service, so certain development tools will be made available to the customers so that they will be able to quickly go through some development requirements. They can meet some development requirements, and that too without the complexity of buying and maintaining the software and the infrastructure which is required to do that. Otherwise, it is a very costly affair to do the customizations, as you all must be knowing that. Then the third category in the cloud model is infrastructure as a service, which is mainly dealing with the servers, storage, network, and operating systems as on-demand service again. Otherwise, mainly customers has to invest a lot on the infrastructure, as we are seeing with the traditional e-business PeopleSoft applications, which are generally on-premise implementations, where the customer has to invest a lot of money on this infrastructure. So physically they have to acquire all the servers, okay, database, everything, and that gives a initial cost. So if they adopt the infrastructure as a service, everything will be on demand and it is all charged on the subscription basis. Now, as we have given small introduction about the cloud and its categories like software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service, let us now focus on some basic differences between the cloud and the on-premise. So first, let me focus on the on-premise applications with which we are all familiar so far with our traditional applications. So upfront investment, this is one of the characteristics of the on-premise applications. Customers who are buying the license to implement, say for example, e-business applications, they have to invest a lot. And customer owned upgrades and patching. So whenever we buy license and implement applications, say for example you are implementing e-business 11a applications, so you have implemented 11.5, then 11.7 has come, 11.9 has come, 11.10 has come, like this lot of changes will happen, and it becomes the responsibility of the customer to do that upgrades. Then from 11a applications, Oracle has released 12, 12.1, 12.2. So all these things will keep on changing, and it becomes a very burden for the customers to go with those upgrades. And to improve the performance of the product and to fix some bugs and other issues, Oracle will be keep on issuing some patches. Even applying those patches also will be the responsibility of the customers who are on the on-premise applications. Then data center and hardware costs, including the disaster recovery. So again, huge cost involved in that, and costly customizations. So these are all the some of the cost related and the responsibility related things which the customers has to do when they are on the on-premise applications. Then on the other side, annual support costs, because once you implement on-premise applications, we have to take some of the organizations to support us, like we have a lot of service delivery service providers like Accenture or CTS or TCS, whoever it is. Okay, so they will be on support. Like probably most of you must be knowing, Airtel has implemented Oracle e-business applications, and IBM is supporting that. So they have a separate office for supporting the Airtel. So IBM is the supporter. So annually, Airtel has to pay some amount to the IBM because they are supporting. So annual support costs will be there. Retention of own and IT subcontract staff required, because once you have to maintain your applications, you have to do your upgrades, you have to do your patching. So you need some resources, especially the technical resources, managing own network security and access. And out of all this, finally, if there is some upgrade happens in the present applications what we have implemented, like as I said in example, if you have implemented 11a applications of the e-business, then Oracle has moved to release 12. Same way, if you have implemented say 9.0 PeopleSoft has come out with 9.1, 9.2. So when all these things happens, and if you don't catch up to those modified versions or the releases, the customer will be left with outdated software. Okay, and because of that, the result will be missed business benefit, because release after release or version after versions, why the providers release, because they want to bring in the best business fit as per the market requirements. Some missing functionalities will be always there, which they will be try to include in the new releases and the new versions. And if a customer is on premise and they are not upgrading, they are stuck with the older versions and they will not be able to avail all the business benefits which were provided by the service providers through some releases and the upgrades. So that is the reason the market has a drastic change occurred, and they want that instead of going through all these hurdles, why not to move to the cloud applications. So cloud applications, on the other hand, we will have a flexible service pay as you use. So that is subscription based. Here we don't buy any license. How many users are going to use that particular application, accordingly the subscription will be fixed, annual subscription or quarterly subscription. That depends upon the agreement between the customer and the service provider, say Oracle. Okay. Then the cloud applications will have standard security and access anywhere, whenever, so that the provider will take care of the security of the information, so that the customers need not to worry about that, and they can access the application anywhere whenever they want, and that to our various devices like laptops, mobiles. Nowadays we have Android phones, Apple iPads, etc. Everything we can access the applications, and the customers will be business super users rather than the IT support. And time and again the releases and upgrades will happen which will embed modern best practice processes, and no upgrades but latest functionalities via regular releases. So upgrade is something totally a version change, but mostly in the cloud the providers will be keep on releasing the new releases. Like if you talk about the Oracle Fusion applications, Oracle Fusion application started with version 1, release 1. Okay, then they started giving the releases 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that keep on happening. And presently in the market we have the release 11, and 12 is already in process. It is on the road map, and probably they'll release it in the next 1 or 2 months. So that's how every after release they are streamlining the best processes which are available to the market as per the business, and they are also streamlining the functionalities so that most of the customers get benefit out of that. So these are the some of the differences between the cloud and the on-premise applications in general. Okay, now as I said, cloud applications are sold by multiple service providers. So Oracle is one of the big company which has got a large market share with the Oracle Cloud. So we will mainly focus on how the Oracle Cloud is available in the market for the customers, and what are the advantages, what are the features they are providing for the customers as a software as a service. So Oracle Cloud applications are a complete and modular set of enterprise applications. So when we say complete and modular, that means Oracle has given the cloud applications to the users or the customers into the market with complete solution. Your business may be requiring HRMS, your business may be requiring financials, your business may be requiring procurement, your business may be requiring CRM. So Oracle has got all the solutions. It's not that you buy only Oracle HCM and finance. We don't provide anything for the procurement. We don't provide anything for the customer relationship management. It's not half or something like that. It is a full, complete. Let the customer comes out with any requirement on any area within the business. So we want to provide a complete modular complete solution, and that too in a modular manner. Modular manner means if you want to implement only HCM and financials, fine. If you want to implement only procurement and CRM, that is fine. So that later if you want to go ahead with some more, that is also fine. So complete and modular set of enterprise applications which Oracle provides, and it is engineered from ground up to cloud ready. So this is very important to understand. Oracle cloud applications are built from the scratch. Some of the people must be having an opinion that cloud Oracle cloud is nothing but extension to e-business or extension to PeopleSoft. See, Oracle e-business is the own product of Oracle, and PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel, Hyperion, these are all the acquired products. So over a period of time, they also become Oracle. So Oracle PeopleSoft, Oracle Siebel, like that. So Oracle has acquired them from the market. And when they build the fusion applications or the cloud applications, they taken the advantage of all these applications. So every application has got some best in best features. Like for example, PeopleSoft is best known in the market for the HCM. Same way, Siebel is best known in the market for the customer relationship management. So they have taken those best in best features and they combined them with their own product, that is e-business, and they built the Oracle Cloud or Fusion, Oracle Fusion applications. So they build it from the scratch. So when we are going to learn about the Fusion applications, you should be open-minded. Means don't think that it is an extension. It is totally a new application built from the scratch. The only advantage what we will be able to see is when we are learning these applications, there are certain features which are familiar to us in our earlier applications will be appearing. So it will be easy to understand, like descriptive flex fields, profile options, lookups. These are all taken from the e-business. Whereas business unit set ID concepts have been taken from the PeopleSoft, and they combined it and built the new application which is called as Fusion applications. So Fusion applications are integrated suite of business applications that connects and automates the entire flow of business process. And also they will be addressing the needs of the global enterprise, because nowadays most of the enterprises are global. No company is big local, because the business has expanded and everything is global multinational companies. So the Fusion applications has automation for the entire flow of your business, as well as they address the needs of the global enterprise, and designed to ensure your enterprise can be modeled to meet legal and management objectives, and available as a SaaS subscription or with a license to install on premise. Though we say Fusion applications are mainly focused on the cloud or software as a service, but still if some customers wants to implement them on premise, yes, they can very well buy the license and they can go ahead with the traditional on premise implementations. But keeping in mind the cost and other advantages, mostly nowadays customers are have an inclination towards going with the SaaS subscription. So with Oracle Enterprise Grade Cloud applications, you get the benefits of cloud plus more power, more choice, and more confidence. That's what Oracle is going to build into the customers with the enterprise grade cloud applications. And Oracle is the only vendor that offers complete and best practice business process across functional pillars in the cloud. So as we said in the beginning, it is a complete solution and best business practices which are followed in the market throughout the globe, and that too built into all the functional pillars. When we say all the functional pillars, it is HCM, finance, procurement, everything. Okay, just give me a minute. So what benefits a customer gets out of the Oracle Fusion applications or the cloud applications? As we discussed already, the main focus is lower infrastructure cost. So customers need not to invest much on the infrastructure. And because of that lower IT operational expenses, we need not to have big pool of resources who will maintain our applications. So lower IT operational expenses and lower maintenance cost. We need not to maintain because the service provider like Oracle will be taking care of that. Just we need to access the applications via the internet and use it as required. Ability to access the service via standard platforms like desktop, laptops, mobile, or even your iPads, whatever. No license, pay per user. Software is managed from central location by Oracle, and automatic patch applications. Customers need not to worry about what are the patches issued, how to apply them and all. Oracle is going to take care of that. Same is with the software upgrades, and faster time to value and return on investment from the customer's perspective. And Oracle is committed to provide the rich user experience, because nowadays in the Fusion applications, everything is a business process, and it is streamlined in such a way that it is very easy for the end users to work with the applications, which you'll be going to see when we learn about the actual applications. Everything they made as work areas. One of the small feature I would like to give an example here. Everything is a work area. If you want to add a person into the Fusion HCM system, there is a dedicated add person work area has been given. Just you need to navigate to the add person work area, so that there you want to add any person, maybe employee, maybe contingent worker, you will be able to add. So dedicatedly one add person work area is given. Same way, dedicatedly one workforce structures work area is given, where you can go and manage all your workforce structures like grades, jobs, locations, departments, etc. And that too, when you are going to create a workforce structure, or when you are going to hire an employee, the process is also streamlined in such a way that it goes in steps. Unlike our earlier applications like e-business or PeopleSoft, you need not to run between the windows or the forms. Do something here, then navigate to another window, navigate to another window. We don't need to do that. Everything is streamlined into a business process. You start with one step. Suppose that, for example, job creation. Job creation involves 4 steps. So all the 4 steps will be appearing on the screen. So the user very well know that to complete the job creation, I have to go through 4 steps, and clearly it was marked that you are on the first step. Then there will be a next button, then go to next, 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 and finally a review page will be there. In the previous 3 steps, what you have entered, that you can see on the review page, and finally submit, your job is done. So that's how users will have a rich user experience. So how is the company's cloud computing strategy coming along? So as we have discussed about basically what is a cloud computing and what are the different categories, SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, and what are the advantages of using the Oracle Cloud Computing. Now in the market, everybody is behind cloud computing. So it's up in the air, right? Okay. So why Fusion and what it solves? So Oracle Fusion applications are designed from the ground up. As I said, it is built from the scratch, not an extension. And they make use of the latest technology advances. So a lot of new technologies, latest technologies were behind building the Fusion applications or the cloud applications. I will show you glimpses of what are the technologies used in building the Fusion applications. Then they incorporate the best practices gathered from Oracle's thousands of customers, hence the name. Because Oracle is already known in the market for the database as well as for the ERP applications. Like we have the Oracle e-business financials, we have the Oracle e-business HRMS, we have Oracle e-business CRM, SCM. So already it is known in the market. And Oracle has got a lot of customers across the globe and a lot of products across the globe. So they have leveraged those advantage and gathered the information from different customers, and they have made it all the best features, and because of that the Fusion applications came out. So definitely best practices are available because the information is gathered from the customers, how the customers are doing the business, and that's why the Fusion applications are also known as next generation applications. Probably you must have heard this word. Fusion applications are termed as next generation applications. Okay. And they are 100% open standard based business applications so that you can integrate with whatever you want. So why fusion applications? Top 10 reasons Oracle has given. Gives business optimal performance and value. So Oracle Cloud gives customers a complete end-to-end cloud solution. So that's why they say business optimal performance and value to the customers. Runs Oracle modern fusion applications out of the box. So a lot of information is defaulted. Like for example, for the security, they have given some of the roles which are out of the box provided, and provides comprehensive social relationship platform for engaging customers, partner, and employees. So this is another good feature what is available in the fusion applications, the social relationship, because nowadays the technology is so vast, it's difficult for any single individual to master all the technologies. So there is a need in the market that we need to collaborate with the people so that together we can achieve our targets, our business, our projects. So if you are good in one technology, another person may be good in another technology. We need both has to collaborate and share the knowledge so that we can progress. So collaboration, the social collaboration, social relationship is very, very important. And that particular feature was embedded in the fusion applications. Drives new levels of social intelligence and reporting. So we have business intelligence, which is popularly known as Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence. The traditional business intelligence is what we use in our early applications for historical analysis. But now they have introduced the transactional analysis on the go. The real time analysis is available. Optimizes past integration with Oracle Cloud applications so that there is a scope for the developers to develop their applications so that they can be provided with some tools without a requirement of invest on them. Places more autonomy and decision making in the hands of the customers. Offers customers world-class security and the architecture. Allows customers to set their own timetables for the upgrades. Even though upgrade is taken care by Oracle, but the timelines can be set by the customers so that we want whatever upgrade has to happen, that should happen in this time or in on this date, whatever. And liberates money and time for the customers via completeness of the end-to-end solution. It's not that only for certain applications you use Oracle and run for another application to another provider. It's not like that end-to-end solution. And state-of-the-art data centers and global operations, which gives a flexibility for the customers to access the applications from anywhere. And Oracle is a global company, so they have state-of-the-art data centers and global operations across the globe. So these are the some of the basics about the cloud computing and how Oracle is providing the best-in-class cloud applications, nothing but the fusion applications. Now we will focus on if the customers are going with the cloud implementations, how the starting will happen. Cloud implementation starting point. This is generic for all the implementations. I'm not specifying for HCM or finance or any such things. Whenever a cloud implementation has to start, the customers will be provided, sorry, customers will be provided a cloud administrator user. So, for example, we are implementing the Oracle HCM, for example. So the person from the Oracle or the group of persons from the Oracle will first come and provision the Fusion applications or the HCM cloud applications, and one user, that is cloud administrator user, will be created, and that user can have a unique name which the customers suggest, and this user who is a cloud administrator will be basically given some roles. And as I said already, the roles are already defined or delivered by Oracle. So application implementation consultant, applications diagnostic administrator, IT security manager. These are all the roles which will be provided to the cloud administrator user who is from the customer side. And now that person will be able to log into the Fusion applications because of the roles given. They will be able to further manage to implement the applications, create further users of their team members, and go ahead with the implementation. That's how the starting point for the cloud implementation, or this is the beginning of the cloud implementation. Then the very important component which is used in the applications is the Oracle Identity Manager. So Oracle Identity Manager in the SaaS and how it works in the on-premises. So the OIM is mainly deals with the security part of the Fusion applications, and the user credentials will be managed in the Oracle Identity Management. So the Oracle Identity Manager in a SaaS application or the Fusion cloud applications operates in three modes. One is self-service mode, delegated administration mode, and advanced administration mode. In a self-service mode, the OIM administrators or Oracle Identity Manager administrators can manage their own roles and privileges. That is the self-service mode. And in the delegated administration mode, those administrators can manage the roles and privileges of the other users. So that's why the user credentials are managed and maintained in the OIM. So the OIM administrator can create the users, can reset their passwords, can assign the roles, everything can be done. So that's what we call it as a delegated administration mode. And the third mode is advanced administration, where the administrators can manage password policies and do other system administrative related functions. How the password should be created, how the username should be created. Some default policies are available which can be managed by the administrators. So cloud customers have no access to database, no access to JDevelopers. These are some of the points which the customers who are opting to go with the SaaS implementations need to understand and digest, because so far we know that with the traditional applications of e-business, PeopleSoft, a lot of customizations are happening. At sometimes we don't even feel that this is a PeopleSoft application or a e-business application. 80%, 90% customizations are happening in the market. So when they go with the cloud, they need to reset their mind in such a way that, okay, now I'm on cloud, so I don't have access to certain things. I need to accept the truth. So cloud customers doesn't have any access to the database. They doesn't have any access to the JDeveloper, no access to ADF, application development framework, enterprise manager and application server. They cannot use any Java or PLSQL codes, and no access to service oriented architecture suite, no access to OBI and data warehousing, cannot configure new data sources. This all I'm talking about SaaS. If you have the pass, yes, you have the access to some of these areas so that still you can develop your application. Provisioned two environments. All the cloud customers will be given mainly two environments. One is test and other one is production. So initially we will be working on the test environment. Set up your information, whatever you want to implement, test it thoroughly. Once satisfied in all the fronts, then only we can move the entire applications to the production and go live. That's how it works. Are offered services on a subscription basis for the public cloud, and offered services internally behind a firewall for the private cloud. So we have public and private cloud, so that whether the infrastructure is shareable between multiple customers, which we call it as a multi-tenant scenario. Probably you must have heard this word also, multi-tenant. Multi-tenant means multiple customers sharing the same infrastructure, or it is specific to a particular customer, which we call it as a private cloud. And if the customers are on SaaS or Oracle Cloud, the regular maintenance will be done by Oracle. That too, they will see that whenever there is statistically lightest utilization period, maybe in the evening or lunch hour, they will try to do that regular maintenance. Okay, and of course emergency services are always available and managed at any time based on the customer's requirements. And whenever they do the regular maintenance, they give enough time frame for the customers well in advance, maybe 5 6 business days advance notice will be given, so that when the windows will go into the maintenance, accordingly customers can manage their business. And as we already talked about patching and upgrades, patch bundles are applied monthly, first Friday on test and third Friday on production. Technology stack fixes, if necessary, are applied on the second and fourth Friday of the month. This is just I'm showing a tentative schedule. It may not be true with all the customers. So like this, they will give you the schedules. That is the idea of showing this. It's not maybe on first Friday and third Friday or second and fourth Friday, but just like this, they will release and tell to the customers, okay, we are going to do the patching on this day on the test environment first, we'll be doing patching on the production environment maybe after 2 weeks. Okay, any technology tech fixes also we can do like this, so that accordingly customers will be geared up. Then Oracle promises 2 upgrades each year. That's why, as I told initially, when they started with the version 1 release 1, then 2 3 4, now we are in release 11, and already release 12 is on the roadmap. So 2 upgrades, but that may not be rigid that every year 2 upgrades must and should come. As you go move forward, like Fusion is a baby, so the day one itself baby cannot run. Baby has to crawl, then they have to stand, then the baby will start walking, then only running. So same way, when the Fusion applications are started, announced in 2010 actually by Larry Ellison in a open world, but ultimately the applications came into market I think around 2011 and geared up, fixed started momentum in 2012 actually. That's what, as per my experience, I could analyze. So from there onwards, when the customers started using the Fusion applications, Oracle started giving the new releases. Okay, so the releases will keep on happening as the product grows. When the product grows and certain users start using it, then only whatever the shortfalls will be come into the market, and from the customer's feedback Oracle will be able to gather that, oh, this functionality is missing, this functionality needs some streamlining. So these things will keep on happening until unless somebody don't use it, we never know that. So when people started adopting that, and when these feedbacks started coming, then releases also started coming up, so that they rectify those issues, and release after release are coming up, and more new functionalities were added, existing functionalities were streamlined, the UI changes kept on happening, so that gives better look and feel for the users. All these things happening. So over a period of time, when the product stabilizes, Oracle may not to give that many new releases, that 2 releases in every year. And so the idea of saying that is, maybe after 2 3 years the releases may come down, because product must have been reached to such a point where it is accepted by most of the customers. A cloud upgrade may include multiple releases and communicates logistics and what's new information, accommodates customer schedules when scheduling an upgrade. Upgrades are applied to test environments first, as we seen in the previous screen, and after customer validation, production environments. Always everything will happen first on the test. That's why 2 instances will be provided. Customers must plan for and execute upgrade validation after it is applied on the test first. Once everything is fine, then only it will be done on the production. So customer, what benefits they will derive out of the cloud upgrades? We say that upgrades, patching, everything is taken care by Oracle in a SaaS implementation. So what benefits the cloud people will get? Provides return on customers' investment in the cloud service, provides functional and technical enhancements and fixes, features function improvements and usability enhancements, technical updates. Fine, all these things. Finally, one advantage what I could see is re-establishes the baseline for future updates. Now, suppose Oracle has released one release, and made some changes in the existing functionalities. Then next another release is coming. Now if you are on the current release, then only you can take advantage of the next release. So it establishes the baseline for the future updates, so that it eliminates the conventional problem of being stuck with an obsolete software version. Probably you must be knowing, till date there are some customers who are using the 11a applications of the e-business, and 11a applications are far behind, right? After 11a, Oracle has moved to release 12. Release 12 also we have so many versions: 12.1, 12.1.1, 1.2, then 12.2, 2.1, 2.2. Like that, a lot of Oracle has gone ahead, and there are still some customers who are using the 11a applications. Same in the PeopleSoft, there are people still with 8.8, whereas 8.9, 9.0, 9.1, 9.2 has already in the market. So this, if a customer is on a cloud, this would have been avoided. This would have been eliminated, because the upgradation, patching, everything will happen automatically by Oracle. So customers need not to worry about that. So they will never stuck with an obsolete software version. They'll be always on the current version and ready to take the future update. That is the main advantage what the customers will get. Then the architecture. So just like e-business applications is a three-tier architecture model, here also the Fusion applications are also three-tier architecture. So first layer, or the first tier in the three-tier architecture, is the Fusion applications product families, where we can see the Fusion financials, Fusion human capital management, okay, Fusion projects, etc. Then we have the second tier, which is nothing but the middleware. So the Fusion middleware houses a lot of middleware components, like your OIM, Oracle Identity Manager, Oracle Web Center, okay, Oracle Secure Enterprise, Oracle Business Intelligence, Data Integrator, WebLogic. All these things are part of the middleware. The entire logic is applied in the middle tier or the second tier, and of course the third tier is nothing but the database tier. Okay, and of course we talked about this multiple times in the previous slide, but just to consolidate the deployment models available with the Fusion applications, the traditional on-premise model, still you can go ahead. Otherwise, Oracle has come out with another solution called remote management, that is called on demand. Data center will be with the customer, but the management of the data center can be done by Oracle. That's what we call it as on demand. So everything happens as like on premise, licensed everything, but the management of the data center will be taken care by Oracle. So like patch applying, upgrades, everything will be taken care. So these are the mainly on premise solutions. On the other side, which are colored differently, they are the cloud solutions. So multi-tenant, single tenant, and hosted and managed. So multi-tenant, single tenant, and all these are comes under the cloud, and where you have pay per user, they are considered as off-premise applications, and everything is managed by the vendor or the partner. The only thing is, in a multi-tenant, multiple customers will be sharing the same infrastructure. In a single tenant, it is like a private cloud. So Fusion applications choice of adoption scenarios. Now it is open to the customers. If a customer is on a presently on a PeopleSoft or e-business, as Oracle has provided the cloud solutions, every customer has got now some choice. Do nothing, no immediate plans for Fusion. I'm happy with my present PeopleSoft application or e-business application. Okay, go ahead. No hurry in going to the Fusion. Oracle is still going to support your PeopleSoft application. Oracle is still going to support your traditional e-business applications. Whatever the customers are happy, let them go ahead with that. No, do nothing, no immediate plans. Or you can opt for replacement. You are using financials, you are using HCM, you are using CRM, but you want to try only CRM first. So that is what we call it as pillar or suite replacement. That means I continue to use my HCM applications and financial applications with Oracle eBusiness, but I want to try only CRM pillar with Fusion. Yes, that is also fine. The third option is coexistence. In the coexistence, you use your traditional core application, maybe business, PeopleSoft, whatever it is, and plug and play some products of Fusion. Like for example, your core HCM is running on the e-business, but you want to try Fusion compensation, HCM compensation, because you don't have e-business compensation. Instead of going for the e-business compensation, try the Fusion compensation. Or you don't have the e-business talent, so go and try with the Fusion talent. So like this, we call it as coexistence or plug and play model. Even that is also offered to the customers. So those who are not interested in fully transforming from the present applications to Fusion, they can continue with their own whatever they are right now, or they try with the some pillar or suite, or go for the coexistence. So as far as HCM is concerned, there are multiple applications shown in this screen, but what I'm interested to show in you is or talk about is the human capital management. So for the HCM, the coexistence solution is available for two things. One is talent and the compensation. That means a customer may be on e-business suite, their core HR, payroll, everything on e-business, but they don't have compensation. They don't have benefits. They don't have the performance management. Now, instead of implementing e-business performance management or e-business compensation, let them try Fusion compensation or Fusion talent. And remind you, only those two are possible in a coexistence. If the customer is on core e-business HRMS and wants to try Fusion benefits, that is not possible. Oracle has not given that solution. Benefits is not given as a coexistence. Payroll is not given as a coexistence. You cannot have e-business HRMS and Fusion payroll. No, coexistence is not available like that. Only talent management, that means your performance management, goal management, these things can be used as a coexistence if your existing applications are e-business or PeopleSoft. Same way, compensation is also, because these are the two things which Oracle must have seen in the market. More demand is there, so that's why they offered these two initially. Maybe they will extend in future, or they may stop the coexistence model itself if multiple customers ready to move entirely to the Fusion. That depends upon the business what they get. But right now, these are the two solutions available for the coexistence. And here one important point I would like to share with you all is, whenever you want to do a coexistence, the existing application should be on a minimum version. As we talked about, still there are some customers who are using the 11a e-business applications. Still there are some customers who are still using the 8.8 PeopleSoft applications. If they are using that lower versions and wants to coexist Fusion talent or Fusion compensation, it is not possible. First, they must be on the current version of the e-business or PeopleSoft. That means for coexistence, Fusion compensation or Fusion talent, first of all, the customer must be on the release 12 of the e-business, release 9.0 of the PeopleSoft. Then only they can plan for the coexistence if required. Coexistence with applications unlimited, which was shown in a broader view here with only HCM. So your core HR, time and labor, payroll, benefits, everything may be in PeopleSoft or e-business, and you want to plug and play Fusion performance management or goal management or compensation, etc. So HR to HR interface is possible now. And as I promised earlier, some of the Fusion technologies used to build the Fusion. So Fusion web applications are a set of business related applications developed with the help of various technologies. This section describes the various technologies with which an Oracle Fusion web application developer works when developing the applications. So the mainly I'm trying to give you a focus of the technologies. I'm not going to get in details what is these technologies, how they'll be used, but just to give you an idea about. For interface, user interface, mainly they have used the application development framework or OA framework we call it, but here they named it as application development framework, ADF. which is Java based, I think. Then backend technologies, database, 11G database and S-base for multi-dimensional data. And for orchestration technologies, SOA, service oriented architecture, especially SOA in terms of HCM, it is mainly used for the approvals. When we talk about approvals in HCM, I'll show you that. Then customization related technologies. Whenever we want to do customizations, we have the metadata services and the web center services. Security, Oracle Platform Security Services, and some other technologies like Enterprise Scheduler Service, which is equal to our e-business. We have the requests, right? We'll go to the requests window and we submit the requests. So there is a concurrent manager. So same way here we have a Oracle Enterprise Scheduler Service using which you will be submitting some requests, but the requests are called as jobs here, scheduler jobs. So you submit a scheduler job like some refresh process or something. There is a scheduling window is available. From there we'll be able to do that. And same way another technology used is BPM, business process model or business process management, which is again used in the approvals. So these are the some of the brief idea about the technologies used across building the Fusion applications. And here you can see a technology and the strategy. SOA and business process management are mainly for integration, and portal and composite applications unify the user experience. Social network or social computing, Web 2.0 technology, business intelligence, OTBI, then identity management, application security, and enterprise management, centralized application lifecycle management. So what is the technology and what is the strategy for getting optimizing results? Then before concluding, we will just have a focus on the next generation applications. I'm not going to discuss much, but to give you a brief idea, what is the transformation taken place from the earlier applications to the cloud, how the structure of the organization can be determined. Now we know that in our e-business applications, we have a hard partition between the business groups, and business group used to be the country specific. If you have multi-country operations, probably you will create multiple business groups, business group India, business group Singapore, business group US, business group UK, like that. Now, same thing in the PeopleSoft. If you look at in the PeopleSoft, there is no hard partition, there is nothing like business group. They have only soft partitions between the countries. Now when they build the Fusion applications, they build and they took both these hard partition and soft partition concepts and they built the Fusion applications with an enterprise. So now the concept is one customer, one enterprise, and that enterprise could be global. That means you can have global operations. Suppose you are working for ABC Inc. and another customer is XYZ Inc. So ABC Inc. may be having operations in India, Singapore, US, UK. Same way XYZ also may be having operations in China, Australia, US and UK. So ABC Inc. is one customer. So there is a ABC enterprise. XYZ Inc. is another customer. So XYZ enterprise. So ABC enterprise and XYZ enterprise both are hard partitioned. That means even though they share the same infrastructure, practically you cannot move anything from one enterprise to another enterprise because there are two different customers. And within that enterprise, you can have multi-country operations. So there is a flexible soft partition. Thereby, you can do the employee transfers. So an employee working in US can be moved to UK within the same enterprise, or from UK to India within the same enterprise, which we call it as global transfers. Okay. And an employee sitting in UK may have an assignment in US and one assignment in UK. Multi-assignment is also possible. Okay. So like this, they brought in the features and combined. So thereby now one enterprise, one customer, and within that enterprise, you can have multi-country operations. This concept has been mainly made so that it is best suitable for the multi-tenant situation or the public cloud situation. So here is an example of the implementation. So now everything is enterprise. one customer, one enterprise. So enterprise acts like a boundary or a repository within which you have the other organizations arranged. So mainly we have the Fusion. For example, if it is a Fusion enterprise, there is a Fusion corporation, which is the ultimate holding company sitting at the top, on whose name the entire business goes. Another example could be Oracle Enterprise, Oracle Corporation, which is headquartered in US. Okay. Then within that you can have the divisions. Division is more of like a product specific or line of business specific or region specific. Like in this example, this particular Fusion Corporation is having insurance operations as well as banking operations. So banking is one division, insurance is another division. And insurance can operate in US as well as in UK. Banking can operate in UK. So the insurance operations of US is a legal entity. Insurance operations in UK is another legal entity. Banking operations in UK is another legal entity. So like that, a division is not a country specific, but your legal entities are doing the business in that particular countries. And they have come out with another concept called LDG, legislative data groups, which will partition the payroll data. Even though your person is a global person, can have assignments across the countries, etc., but ultimately when they receive the payments, they are subjected to the taxation of that particular country. So the LDG partitions the payroll data more specific for the taxation purposes. So this is the model they have adopted in the enterprise structure. So unlike your business group, now we have the enterprise, and enterprise will have the divisions will have the legal entities, and below legal entities you will have the departments, etc. And uh, just like operating units, now they have business units and set id concept, which will partition the data as per the requirement. The access can be controlled accordingly, which we'll talk about. So Fusion Enterprise replaces the e-business business group as a primary data partition. It is strengthened to support multi-tenancy requirements. That's why one enterprise, one customer, so that multiple customers can be on the same environment. No cross-enterprise data or process. Enterprise structure supports one global version of all work structures and people. And all customer-specific data must exist within an enterprise. These are the some of the points need to keep in mind with respect to the enterprise of the Fusion. Then they have LDG, legislative data group, replaces e-business business group as a country specific data partition within an enterprise, especially for the payroll purposes. So it supports the configuration of objects with a strong legislative context, where the strong legislative context will be applicable, especially for the payroll taxes. When you receive payments in India, you are subjected to pay the taxes related to India. So payroll, absence, elements, pay rates, these are all now within the purview of LDG. That means, in simple terms, when I want to create a payroll element in Fusion applications, first you need to tell to the system this payroll element goes under which LDG. If I create, say, HRA, house rent allowance, you say India LDG, then that can be used only in India. If you want to use the same element in US, it's not possible. You have to recreate it with US LDG. That's how it works. And LDGs do not span across the enterprises. LDG is specific to one customer, so it resides within the one enterprise. Okay, so this is about the Fusion applications in general and the cloud computing in general, and various informations related to that. What are the advantages, benefits, everything we have discussed, including the technologies, cloud architecture, everything. Now I'm going to quickly show you the course curriculum, what we are going to cover in the next few days. So under the cloud global HCM, we are going to focus on the HCM overview, as we have covered the basic cloud computing and the architecture, etc. Now in the next session, we are going to talk about specifically about the HCM, and we introduce the functional setup manager, which is a tool available for implementation, functional implementation. Then we will focus on geographies, enterprise structures, workforce structures, how to define grade jobs and positions, how to manage the workforce lifecycle, how to maintain the worker directories, how to define the workforce profiles, and we'll also focus on HCM security. We'll touch upon approvals, how the approvals are different. There is no more AME now. AME is the one which is used in the e-business for approvals. Now we have the SOA and the BPM. So we'll see that, and how to define the workforce records, and finally we end with the checklists. Then on the cloud talent management, we have goal management, under which we'll talk about goals and goal library, goal plans, how to assign the goals in mass, then how to define the questionnaire. Then we'll talk about performance management, where we will focus on performance roles, matrix management, performance process flow, performance templates, sections, performance rating methods. We have different methods to give the final ratings, average method, bond method, etc. Writing assistant. Then you need to create the performance templates, then create the performance documents. Then in the absence management section, we will have the primary discussion on the absence management and what are the various components related to absence, workers availability, eligibility profiles, how to use formulas for the absences, what are the various lookups, value sets, and flex feeds available for the absences, rate definitions, how to create absence elements, absence plans. We have 3 different absence plans: accrual plans, qualification plans, no entitlement plans, and absence types, reasons, and categories. And under that, we'll see how to schedule an absence and what are the various rules applicable with respect to the absence. Then finally, we will take up the global payroll, in which we will have a overview of a payroll application in Fusion and what are the prerequisites for payroll setup, payroll definition and payroll frequency, consolidation set and pay periods. Then we will discuss about payroll elements, what is element classification, element template and eligibility, how the element entry can be made. Then deduction cards, involuntary deductions, under deductions. Then event groups, what is event group, what is object group. And we will focus on payroll balances, how to set up the payroll costing, and finally how to calculate and process the payrolls. And we will also focus on some new feature, what is payroll flow patterns. So what is payroll flow, how it will be automated, and how to maintain the security with respect to the payroll. So in summary, Oracle application strategy is complete cloud solution which is best in class with practical path. That is the idea. So now it is open to the customers, how they adopt it and how they use it and take the advantage of the lower cost, lower maintenance, all those stuff what we have seen so far. So now it is the question and answer. If you have any queries, any questions, I'm ready to answer that.
Venkat, is it possible to add fusion or compensation also in the code?
Compensation benefits, yeah, in the present thing we cannot add in this schedule, but we can take up separately with compensation benefits also. Okay.
Hmm. Well, at least a basic idea about compensation and all may be helpful.
Yeah, I can talk about what is compensation, what are the different ways we can extend the compensation plans. Definitely, I can touch upon that points. Absolutely, no problem.
Thank you.
Venkat,
Yeah,
are you going to cover data conversion?
data conversions. What do you mean by that? Which one you are looking at, especially?
Loading data using spreadsheet and the loaders?
Uh, I can tell you what are the loaders available and how they'll be used, and probably I can give you a small demo also on some loader. Yeah, definitely, we can do that.
Okay. And also the basic personalizations?
Personalization is not included as per the curriculum, but yes, based on the time availability, yeah, I can touch upon that. Okay, we need to see what
Okay.
is given and what is covered, then based on our flexibility. I'm flexible, I'm open to do that, but let us see. Definitely, I can give you some touching points on personalizations also.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
So, how the implementation is going on right now in Fusion?
Fusion is picking up. As I said, though it was declared in 2010, we see a lean period in 2011, but from 2012 onwards, it started picking up, and a lot of customers are going with Fusion. So right now, it is doing very well in the market, especially HCM. Out of the Fusion products, comparing to other modules like financials or supply chain, procurement, etc.,
So,
HCM is number
and
one.
yeah. I mean, in HCM too, most of the clients are implementing only talent management and compensation, right?
Right. Core HR, talent, and compensation. These are all the
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
most popular modules, you can say. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So
Hello.
it'd be helpful if you can include loaders and the spreadsheets in detail in your session, if you can.
No, in detail, it will be difficult because we have already fixed the curriculum, and based upon the time availability, as I promised, I will touch upon, but I may not be able to give complete in-depth thing about the loaders.
Yeah. Hi, Venkat. Let me just answer his question.
Yeah.
See, I was asking, see, the simple thing is the practice would be remain same. You understand any loader because the approach remains same in Fusion applications. It can be any area. The standard process remains same. If you understand any set of data loading, the same practice you can implement for any set of data to load into any application that can be any data. So that's the reason we'll take care of just we'll show you the process. We'll just it's all about simple process where we put the data, we'll load into the system to the functional task. And the same you can execute, and we'll show you from where you can get the templates and how to do that. Rest you can understand, you can do it. That's how it works.
Mm.
So does that mean
Venkat,
that you could do a demo for the loading process?
we will show the demo. Demo will be there. Just you can see, because see, say there are some 10 sets of data which will be loading overall for entire HCM solution related data. In that case, if you understand one set of process, simple, the same you can implement for any data loads. Venkat, what do you say?
Yeah. True.
That's it. We'll show you the process.
Once
We'll
you
give you the,
understand the basic flow of the process of loading, then it is for anything. It
yes.
remains same. So we'll walk you through the steps of what are the steps you need to understand for loading the data. Then accordingly, you can load any data further.
By following that session, you can replicate the same process for anything. Data will be changed, process will remain same. That's it. Done.
We covering fast formula concepts too.
Yeah, we are covering the fast formula concepts. Of course, it is same like
That's
e-business. If somebody is well versed in e-business fast formulas, it is all the same. There is no much difference. Only small little bit. The UI and the approach is different. Otherwise, it is same. But we'll see how the fast formulas also.
I mean, just the basic formula creation will be good.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Okay, I think that's all from the queries side. So thank you very much for sparing your time to attend this session. Hoping to see you in the next session. Thank you.
Yeah, Venkat, Lakshman here.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Venkat, thank you so much. It's a really wonderful session. I found, and I hope the same with everyone. And to participants, this is a message to participants. So we'll be having the regular sessions tomorrow, same time. So if you guys are okay with the 2 hours, yes, Venkat.
Sorry, what is the
You're
duration?
ready to take 2 hours, or else if you say 1.5 hours, we'll be 1.5 hours.
What is it?
So that anyway, we'll talk offline.